capabilities are mentioned here. You can just go through and Google it. You can get the exact idea what type of capabilities are are there in this particular area. The U.S. Air Force is also having, they have deployed around 12,000 airmen. U.S. Army got about 2,700 soldiers, and U.S. Marine Corps have got about 18,000 soldiers. So collectively, they are close to 60,000 plus. At the same time, the ground defense forces of the Japanese are 150,000, and they have also got some air defense, air self-defense forces, which are about 46,000. So Japanese are nowhere in match with the Chinese, and at the same time, the U.S. capabilities in this region are also no match with the Chinese capabilities. If you cross comparison these two countries, both states, the Japanese and the US, they're the most important. Their collaboration is in the ballistic missile defense cooperation, because the Japanese and the South Koreans, they fear threat from the North Koreans and the of course from the Chinese also. So both countries have cooperated with each other in the BMD technology just to protect themselves from any incoming missile aerial threat from the North Koreans or from the Chinese. So the self-defense forces of Japan have got about 24 Patriot PAC-3 unit deployed across the Japanese archipelago, and 6 vessels with Aegis BMD systems are also there, and has plans to eventually field 8 Aegis BMD capable ships. So basically, the Japanese have got some Aegis and also Patriot air defense, capabilities, just to intercept the incoming missile from North Korea, just to protect themselves from any assault from the aerial assault. As you can see in this pic, also, a missile is fired in the first step. In the second step, it is tracked by the satellite, and ultimately it is then intercepted in the air, and it is destroyed. So this is something which is very important when it comes to the Japanese security. I told you before that no modern ballistic missile air defense system have ever been used in a war scenario. US China never had a war, so they never tested their BMD systems. Russia, US never had war. They never tested their S-400 or their Patriot missile defense systems. So these systems are, controversial. You can evade these systems. There are many ways to evade that. I told you before also. You can use MIRVs, multiple independent re-entry vehicles. You can use, decoys instead of real missiles, and then launch the, real missile also. You can increase the number of, your qualitatively and quantitatively increase the number of your missiles, warheads, just to, because the BMD systems have got limitations also. So this is how it works. So the currently THAAD, Patriot, and Aegis, these 3 type of systems are deployed in this region, in East Asia, in Southeast Asia, where they are seriously posing threat to the conventional or the nuclear stability in this region. The US aircraft carrier is there in this region. It is deployed there. Probably it's a Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier, which carries I think more than 60 aircraft. Yes, it carries about 66 aircraft, and these aircraft are very modern aircraft. F-18 is there, Super Hornet. Then you got EA-18G Brawler. It is also very important. Then you got Seahawk helicopter. Then you got Hawkeye. It's a surveillance aircraft for maritime domain awareness. So basically, it's a huge asset. And this particular capability, this is also called the US Ronald Reagan aircraft, nuclear reactor. It is run by the 2 nuclear reactors and 4 shafts, 4 steam turbines. So basically, it's a huge capability which is there. It is very aggressive capability. But at the same time, I told you that the DF-21 Chinese missile can take out this particular aircraft in a one single shot. So one single shot, this aircraft would be gone. So that is the challenge which the US forces are facing in this region also. The Japanese are, getting the BMD, BMD capabilities. I told you before, the PAC and the THAAD and the Aegis. So these capabilities would definitely provide them security from the security. The main security comes from the US. US provide Japan with nuclear umbrella, and because of the US, China and North Korea can never try or breach or attack the Japanese because of the extended nuclear deterrence. They will never take risk. So that is understandable. So far, it has worked. Other than that, the US arms sales to Japan also include the modern weapon and equipment. They are highly sophisticated weapons. I told you about the THAAD, Patriot, and Aegis systems. They are highly sophisticated. They are very important. But at the same time, they are, getting other things also, which include modern aircraft, hypersonic missiles. Let me show you those capabilities also. The US is the Japanese companies. They are manufacturing some equipment under license from the US companies, including sophisticated systems like F-15J, modern aircraft, and now the F-35A, which is also a modern aircraft with fifth generation aircraft capacity and capabilities. Recently, the US authorized purchase of high-profile military equipment in Japan, such as F-35 Joint Strike Fighters. Now, these 42 fighters would be of $10 billion. And E-2 Hawkeye, it's an airborne early warning system. It is a maritime. It is used for maritime domain awareness. जिस तरह हमारे पास है ना PC-3 Orion for maritime surveillance. Underwater में कोई अगर आपकी submarine is there, you can detect that. Surface ship, you can detect that. If any incoming threat is coming over the maritime domain, you can detect that, and you can take out that before it, create any problem. So the Japanese have got four. For about $1.7 billion in 2015 and 9 for $3 billion in 2018. So they are buying all these capabilities also. And why you need these capabilities? Just to maintain your maritime domain awareness edge against your enemies. Just to you keep check on the Japanese, you can say Chinese aggressiveness in this region. Other than that, Aegis weapon system they are also getting these things I told you before, which is also worth of about $2 billion plus. Basically, Japan is a fourth largest economy, so they can afford all these capabilities, and they are getting all these capabilities, and they come in the category of offensive weapons. They are not defensive weapons actually. So V-22 Osprey helicopter is also there. They are getting from the US refuelers. They are getting modern long-range UAVs just to maintain check over any aggressive Chinese ingress over the areas which are under the command of Japan. They are also getting other capabilities like hypersonic missiles also. So billions of dollars of capabilities are being added, and the most important and offensive capabilities which the Japanese are getting is the induction of hypersonic missiles. Now these hypersonic missiles would be used for any offensive any preemptive strike against the North Koreans or the Chinese. So that is going to create a serious challenge in this region. So Japanese, the North Koreans or the Chinese may come up with modern capabilities, and they may try to acquire hypersonic missile capabilities, especially the North Koreans. Chinese might have possessed these capabilities. So these things would definitely equip the Japanese conventional, overall capabilities, their offensive strike capabilities. So they are basically come as a counter strike also capabilities. Like for example, the one project which is going to take place is U-71, and this particular project has some classical, some highly sophisticated, capabilities. Like, for example, this missile is going to have a speed of about 6 to 11,000 kilometers per hour, and distance, it can, cover about 5 to 500,000, 5,000 plus distance, which is enough for this region. It can cover China, it can cover North Korea. Its cruising altitude is about 80,000 meter. Weapons, nuclear, conventional, both. It can carry both warheads. So such capabilities are going to seriously challenge the, the conventional arms race in this way.